Have you ever gotten that text, "Hey, we're coming over"? Your reply says, "Sure, that's fine." But something inside you sinks. Maybe it's your sister, maybe it's your best friend, someone you genuinely love. And yet the first thing your brain does is calculate how many hours of peace you're about to lose. Or worse, the doorbell rings. No warning, no text, and suddenly your whole body tenses like a security alarm going off inside your own home. If that's you, you're not rude, you're not antisocial, and there's actually real neuroscience behind why your home feels like the one place no one should disrupt. Because what you're feeling isn't just preference, it's biology. Your brain treats your home like part of your body. Think about the moment you walk through your front door after a long day. Your shoulders drop. Your breathing slows. The invisible mask you wear around people finally comes off. Without even thinking about it, your entire body relaxes because your brain knows something important. This space is yours. Your mind becomes like a still pond, calm, quiet, settled. And every guest, no matter how much you love them, is like a stone thrown into that water. Psychologists call this territorial comfort. Research shows that the longer you live somewhere, the more your brain begins to treat that space as an extension of yourself. Not just where you sleep, but part of who you are. Your nervous system calibrates to the sounds of your home, the lighting, the smells, even the silence. So when someone enters that space, your body doesn't just notice, it reacts. Your heart rate shifts, stress hormones rise slightly. Not because you're dramatic, because your brain is registering a change in territory. The hidden energy drain. But it's not just about space, it's about energy. The moment someone enters your home, your brain quietly starts running a program in the background, like an app draining your phone battery that you can't close. You're smiling, offering drinks, asking questions, laughing at the right moments, and the whole time, part of your mind is silently tracking how much energy you have left. The sociologist Irving Goffman had a name for this. He called it impression management. He believed life is like a stage. Everywhere we go, we perform a version of ourselves. But home is supposed to be backstage, the one place the performance finally stops. When guests arrive, something strange happens. Backstage suddenly becomes the stage again, and the performance begins whether you want it to or not. Even extroverts get exhausted by this. Psychologists call it impression fatigue. So when people visit your home, your energy drains in two ways. Your space is interrupted, and your mind goes back into performance mode. The invisible boundaries around you. There's another layer to this that most people have never heard of. In 1966, anthropologist Edward T. Hall discovered something fascinating. He called it proxemics, the study of how humans use space. According to his research, every person carries 4 invisible zones around them: intimate space, personal space, social space, public space. Your home exists almost entirely in the inner zones. The space is meant for comfort, safety, and people you consciously choose to let in. So when someone shows up unannounced, they're not just entering a room. They're crossing every invisible boundary your brain has created. Your brain's security system turns back on. Deep inside your brain sits a tiny structure called the amygdala. Think of it like your body's built-in security system. It's constantly scanning for change and potential threats. But when you're alone at home, something interesting happens. Your amygdala finally relaxes. Your brain stops scanning. Your nervous system switches into rest mode. Your home is one of the only places on Earth where that happens naturally. But the moment someone arrives, that break is over. Your brain quietly shifts from rest mode to monitoring mode. Cortisol rises, your senses sharpen. You start adjusting, scanning, reacting. And if someone shows up without warning, your nervous system jumps from calm to alert in seconds. Not because you're sensitive, because your brain is doing exactly what it evolved to do. The deeper layer, childhood conditioning. For some people, this reaction runs even deeper. It goes back to childhood. Your brain stores memories long before you're old enough to understand them. Psychologists call these implicit memories. They don't live in your conscious mind, they live in your body. And they can form as early as 9 months, long before language, long before logic, just feelings. Maybe when you were little, your parents had guests over constantly, and suddenly you had to become the perfect child. Quiet, polite, invisible. Smile when the adults smile. Don't interrupt. Don't embarrass the family. Maybe your room became the guest room. Maybe guests meant stress in the house, arguments, tension, or parents performing a version of themselves that didn't feel real. And somewhere deep in your nervous system, your brain learned a pattern. Guests equal tension. No one explained it, you just felt it. In the walls, in the silence afterward, in the way the entire house seemed to exhale when the door finally closed. Your brain learned the pattern decades ago, and it never forgot. The healthy balance. Now, let's be honest about something. There's a difference between protecting your peace and building a wall around yourself. Healthy boundaries look like this. Let's meet at a cafe instead. Let's grab dinner somewhere. You're still connecting. You're just choosing where. Unhealthy isolation looks like, I don't want anyone around me ever. If you genuinely can't tolerate any human presence, even from people you love, that might be worth exploring, because peace is healthy, but total isolation rarely is. So what can you actually do about this? First, stop apologizing for needing space. You don't need an excuse for wanting your home to yourself. Second, suggest neutral territory. Cafes, parks, restaurants. You can enjoy the person without sacrificing your sanctuary. Third, set time boundaries. Something simple, like, come by around 3. I've got something at 5. No guilt, no over-explaining, just a window. And finally, remember this. You can love people deeply and still need them to leave. Those things are not contradictions, they're boundaries. So, the next time someone tells you, you should have people over more, remember this. It's not selfishness. It's not a personality flaw. It's layers of psychology, territorial instincts, social performance fatigue, invisible spatial boundaries, your brain's security system, and sometimes even childhood conditioning. Your nervous system is doing exactly what it was designed to do, keeping you safe, keeping you whole. You can enjoy someone's company and still feel relief when they leave. You can love people deeply and still crave solitude. That's not hypocrisy. That's just being human. And sometimes, true comfort is simply a quiet room, your favorite chair, and the gentle hum of your own thoughts. Undisturbed.